Jared Polin, photo.com, and this is your
happy, joy, happy, joy, happy.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by Storyblocks, which has been an invaluable asset for us for well over 10 years at this point. Storyblocks gives you unlimited access to royalty-free photos, videos, music, sound effects, vectors, motion backgrounds, and so much more for one subscription cost, which means you never pay per clip. Never pay per clip. That's what my mom would say. On top of that, there's a Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Premiere Pro that allows you to search all of Storyblocks right from Premiere, which is such a time saver. And for those of you who use DaVinci Resolve, templates are now available in your Storyblocks library. We pretty much use something from Storyblocks in every single video that we make, and in fact, here's a random baseball clip I found on Storyblocks. Don't give the kid the glove or anything, or find a person that actually plays baseball, but you never know. Maybe you need that clip for something. Anyway, to sign up for Storyblocks or to learn more, head on over to storyblocks.com/fro. First up is Nikon working on a hybrid sensor that can switch back and forth between scanning and global?
I don't know.
According to a revised patent filing in Japan, the answer to that question is yes. And it's something that they've been working on since 2016, that it seems. The more I think about this idea, the more it kind of makes sense, but makes me wonder if it's possible technologically. What are the benefits to being global all the time, like the A1 III, and what are the cons?
Interesting question.
The main benefit is full sensor readout as soon as you take the photo. That means zero rolling shutter, zero flickering of LED boards, no oblong balls or fast-moving objects, and fast shooting. On the flip side, the sensor gets hotter, there's a loss of dynamic range, and there might be more noise in your images. Now, is this a deal breaker? As of now in the A1 III, I'd kind of say no. The pros outweigh the cons. In Nikon's patent filing, they talk about the pros that a global shutter brings for autofocus and subject recognition, and boy, oh boy, does Nikon need all the help they can get in that department. Oh, he did it, whatever. So their idea is if they can use the global shutter part to help with better autofocus and the scanning sensor tech for the actual photos, maybe they can keep the dynamic range and quality without losing anything. Regardless, they haven't implemented this tech into a camera just yet, but if they do, it could be something interesting. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Next up, speaking of cameras without a global shutter, according to Canon Rumors, the R1 will see some changes before it launches later this year. Canon Rumors says that they've been told that a couple of new features will be added to the final release of the camera, as well as to expect some other changes based on feedback. Now, I like to think that some of my feedback has made it to Canon and will be considered prior to launch.
Not terribly important.
Canon Rumors goes on to say that one photographer who used the R1 told them that the autofocus has been steadily improved for certain situations, and there will be a bit more separation between the EOS R and the EOS R5 Mark II's autofocus capability. Now, they didn't give any more information or specific improvements, and I've used the R1 in a few situations, and not as extensive yet as the R5 Mark II, but I can tell you that the autofocus of the R1 is plain old bonkers, and by bonkers, I mean the best autofocus I've ever seen on any camera, period. End of story. Not really, there's more. There's just a responsiveness and stickiness that's unmatched right now in the industry. Now, one of the reasons there already should be some separation from the R5 Mark II's autofocus is the R1 uses cross-type sensors to give more accurate AF. Now, I did have some changes I wanted to see to the R1, and one of them was let me shorten the pre-shooting time to less than a half a second. But after using the half a second of the R5 Mark II, I'm kind of cool with it at this point. The other was put a star on the first photo I take, so I know that the ones before it were pre-shot and the ones after it were the ones that I took. Now, Sony does this with the A1 III already. Other than that, we'll have to wait and see when the R1 finally hits my hands.
When will then be now?
Real quick, as of now, there's only seven spots remaining for the Saturday, November 16th boot camp here in Philly. For more information or to lock in your spot before they're all gone, head on over to bit.ly/CampFro16. And finally, for the first time in what seems to be a very long time, we're reporting, and by we, I mean me, on a rumor from Sony Alpha Rumors. This time around, they say a news source has shared some possible specifications of a forthcoming A1 II. Remember, rumors are not facts, especially when it comes from Sony Alpha Rumors.
What's that supposed to mean?
Anyway, here's the rumor. There's a high probability that the A1 Mark II will drop before the end of the year, but the very end of the year. The only reason it would be in 2025 would be because of production issues. I'm told same chip, just the updates we expect, AI chip, etc., an insane body as the A9 III. The A9 III body would be a Mark III version because of existing grip and cages, etc. customers. Prototypes are in the wild. Now, some of that doesn't exactly compute in my mind, but they go on to share some rumored specs like it will have the same sensor as the A1, gets the AI processor, improved frame rate, best-in-class AF, a few other things, and have the same body as the A1. Now, that right there, I don't exactly understand, but I guess based on saying that it could have already cages and accessories out there for people that already love the A1, maybe that does make sense. Now, in terms of using the same sensor, they kind of do that for 2 generations already with past cameras. To me, the A1 II needs the AI processor for improved focus and pre-shooting, and other than that, it's already a super solid camera. Now, what do you think? Let me know down below. And there you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. Thank you very much for watching. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.